Well, India has won the first one-day international against Australia, 10 balls to spare, 6 wickets in hand, all thanks to a brilliant partnership between Kedar, Jadhav and MS Dhoni. They came together at 99 for 4 and then took it to 240 is when it finally finished. So, 141-run unbeaten partnership between the two, and Kedar Jadhav definitely the man of the match for this one. So, 1-0 lead in the 5-match series. Come back to me, beautiful face. Thank you. This is Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, the smiling faces of Mr. Zaheer Khan and Mr. Ajay Jadeja. Gentlemen, it's always good to see in India win. It's always good to see like 5 and 6 do it. It's good to see a partnership in difficult circumstances. How good is this Kedar 81?
Outstanding. I mean, in the scenario of what's been happening, he hasn't been playing regularly. They've been, chopping and changing just at the cusp of picking the side for the World Cup. It's brilliant because, he's probably the only batsman, because in the last few games that we've seen India play 2020.
Yeah, so he was not there in 2020. He has, of course, been there in the ODI.
So you have 6 batsmen, out of which 4 were wicket keepers. They can't bowl. So, all the problems that India has also get solved if he is in this form.
Yeah.
And what he does brilliantly is that over the years, if you see when he bats with MS, I think it makes MS's life very easy.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of pressure away and they gel together, they complement each other, and the strike rate is fabulous as well today. Although you didn't need that, but when they came in, it was a tricky situation. It wasn't as easy as it looks at the end, but both of them made it look very easy.
Yeah, and they did this before as well in Melbourne. Of course, that time positions were one higher. But they did that. They got that 100-run partnership in Melbourne as well. And they did it today. Just a word on the conditions in terms of batting and how you rate this performance compared to what the conditions were.
Well, we spoke about the extra bounce was there with the new ball, which was important to negate. Unfortunately, after negating that phase of the match, India lost wickets in cluster.
Yeah.
They lost 3 wickets in about 20 runs, I think, and that's something which created that pressure scenario, that pressure situation, and that was the only chance for Australia to come back. I think they did well with regard to that. Cummins, especially Coulter-Nile, you could see the extra bounce, which created those opportunities, especially Rohit Sharma's wicket as well. On the whole, I think all the Australian bowlers have done well to make a match out of it. The conditions were not that difficult, but when you lose wickets in cluster, that creates that scenario of pressure, and that in turns can create a winning scenario. That's something which was very important, and both MS and Kedar Jadhav showed a lot of maturity. MS is someone who we know that consistently shows that. But Ajay is right about Kedar Jadhav taking that pressure off MS as well, because he was the one taking those high risk options.
And actually, MS takes the pressure off Kedar, because you know that end is safe, right? You know that Kedar knows that end is safe.
They both are comfortable in pressure scenarios.
Yeah, and they complement each
Kedar
other.
Also, you'll never see him rushed.
Yeah.
That's something which he has shown so far in his career, that he's able to soak in that pressure. He knows his high risk shots. Usually he will go deep in the crease and use. In batting also, he uses his height very well. He does with his height. Even with batting, I think he's able to get under the ball and hit those pull shots over the 30 yard circle.
Yeah, that height it is slightly easier to get under the ball. And he bowls also a ball which nobody can get under, because he bowls it from like 4.5 feet. So altitude is a big play in Kedar Jadhav's game. But the question, Ajay, interestingly, India in chases was always really good, because 1, 2, 3 would fire and get you the runs. There's not 3 or 4 instances of India having successful chases in the recent past where 1, 2, 3 have not fired, but 4, 5, 6 have done the job. So while that doesn't augur well for 1, 2, 3, obviously you want them to get runs, augurs well for the team.
No, it does. I mean, it shows that even if you need, say, 150 in today's case or more, and if you're 3 down, you're not out of the game.
Yeah.
Because, 4, 5, 6, or 4, leave 4, 5, 6, 7. Generally, you don't expect them to get 200, still to go, and you get out at that stage, and you can still win. But with these two, we've seen today you've got 140, 150, Melbourne that you talked about. So there have been games where they've been far behind, but it hasn't looked difficult, and they made it look easy. And that gives you the confidence to play one batsman less if they want to.
Yeah.
Because here's an example where you've not used your batsman again.
Correct.
So I keep harping on it, 5 pure bowlers, for a simple reason that no matter what the total is, no matter what kind of game it is, you will never go through a game without using your 5th bowler.
Yeah.
But 60% of times or 80% of times that you win, you never use your 6 and 7.
That is
and you don't use their batting.
a fantastic point.
So to look at that game from that point, whereas you need the 5th bowler. Think of Australia today, when we just heard Zach talk about Pat Cummins and Coulter Nile, how they were different from somebody like Stoinis.
Yeah.
So you have bowlers who will bowl 10 overs, you might not look at the numbers and say, oh, it's been such a big difference. But if you have another pure bowler in that side, and if you have this total, you may have a chance.
Yeah,
so wickets are more important than the number of runs. We see runs and we get excited.
But are we talking about the mindset of batsmen? Does it change in terms of taking those high risk opportunities? Like if you don't have a pure batsman at number 7, in terms of taking those chances in those middle overs, does it change or does it stay the same?
No, because I'm saying if you were 5 down today, at the stage where Dhoni and Kedar got together, no matter who's batting at that stage, you would have not been able to.
You have to finish the game at that stage.
Yes. Yeah. So you won't be able to take that risk. But if you were 1 down at that stage, anybody can take a risk. I always feel that it's the situation of the game that decides and not just the number. So the distance that you have to go has to be carried by the top 3, 4.
Yeah.
And there will be a bad day. So the top 3, 4, 5 are the guys, once they get in, I look at that skill, that once they get in, do they have the skill to finish the game? Not every time, it doesn't happen, and no player in the world, somebody like Virat Kohli also got 45 and still got out.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma, who's got out today after scoring runs. So not that every time it will happen, but more times that has to happen.
And
if
Kedar
you want to
that.
bat for India or any team for that matter, and if you're batting in the top 4, the day that you have a good day, you must be not out at the end. Or maybe a couple of overs here and there.
Yeah.
Then 5, 6, 7 really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Once you get to last 4 overs, then anybody can come and
it's amazing because at number 5, MS Dhoni has been doing that. Have a look at his numbers. This is just for 2019. This is against Australia in chases, and he's done it successfully. And whenever he's done it successfully is when he's been not out. So which means he's taken the team to the win. There you go, 55 not out, 87 not out, 59 not out. So that's in 3 matches, right? He's taken it. He's decided, अगर मैं end तक रहा, तो जिता के जाऊंगा.
I think ये 4 नहीं.
He doesn't decide that. He breathes that.
He breathes that. He lives that.
He destines it to
But
happen.
ये 4 नहीं. मैं तो मानता हूँ कि 14 साल से ये चल रहा है.
Yeah.
कि अगर वो रहते हैं, very rarely you will see in a chase where Mahendra Singh Dhoni's got 30 odd of 30-40 when he's set and the game's in his control, that you'd see him get out. He'll come back not out. आज भी क्या किया है? At the end, once the pressure had got out and when you got closer to that total, I think they were going neck to neck. They were both in 40s. And then Dhoni he's taken a back seat. He's sitting in that couch and let Kedar Jadhav do the job.
Yeah.
Because he's not there fighting for runs or wanting to, get all the limelight.
Yeah.
But he's there
for the win.
He's there for the win.
He understands the situation very well. Like if you look at it today, he had a number in mind in terms of required rate.
Yeah.
Usually you see that number goes on a good track.
Yeah.
It goes to about 8. Yeah. But today he was just keeping it around 6.
Yeah.
So that's something he knew that today is not that kind of a wicket where you can leave 8 runs per over for last 6. He was very well aware of the conditions that on this track, if you lose another wicket, you might lose one more. So you have to take that have that extra cushion, and that's something which was evident today, that he was almost taking that high risk shot when the required rate was going just above 6. So he wanted to have that required rate just around 6 runs per over.
Yeah, and it stayed then. We spoke about it in the 35th over. At the 35th over, flush 90 needed 90 balls, right? Yeah. And at that time, they knew. They were just like, listen, we can just get this done. Let's not take too many risks. And if somebody has to take a risk, Kedar is more suited to take that anyway, because his game is slightly more aggressive. I think for fans, especially of MS Dhoni fans, and that's pretty much the whole world, it's just difficult, I guess, to come to terms with the fact that you're not seeing the helicopter shot anymore. Not realizing that with age, with time, the game evolves. You're not going to see the helicopter shot, but you are going to see him making the team win. So you've got to change your expectations a bit.
You'll see that helicopter shot as well. If he's scoring runs consistently, then that gives you confidence to really go out and start playing freely.
Yeah.
If you look at the end of 2018, there was a lot of talk about how he's not able to play freely. But now, since he started getting runs in 2019, you've seen that even in today's innings, that shot making ability and being aggressive is started to happen earlier in his innings than later. And I think that's just the confidence of runs behind your back.
Yeah, basically I'm just trying to say that just because it's not an action movie, like dramatic movies are worth watching as well, right?
And you evolve. I mean, as a player, you evolve. I mean, you have stages. You come in when you're young. The opposition doesn't know where you play, what is your strength, how you think about the game. Then when you have a lot of success, then they start mapping you. Then you got to evolve. And I think as you keep evolving, you can survive at international cricket.
Yeah.
And you don't need to play those shots. And helicopter, for people who are missing the helicopter, there is the opposition as well. They also understand that this is where he enjoys hitting from.
Yeah.
So they don't bowl there anymore. You don't see many Yorkers being bowled to Mahendra Singh Dhoni in the last, if whole season, if you see, all those wins that we just listed, I mean, those are tough situations that he's got India out of. But you won't see many Yorkers bowled to him because, that's his strength. Yeah. He picks the ball from there. So the teams have started bowling differently. So now he's evolved. He started, doing it differently. It's an ongoing game. If he was the same player and doing, the same thing day after day over 10, 15 years, it would not say a lot about the other teams that surround him.
True.
The idea is to win the game.
Yeah.
Do it in the certain number of overs that you've been limited to, and with the 11 players that you have. And as long as he's finishing the game and the success rate is the same, I don't think we should be complaining. Actually, we should be cherishing it that you're seeing another side of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There are players who come and they play only one style. I think players who over the years have been able to evolve or add to themselves, that is something that we need to learn from him.
Yeah. And the fact is that he's still capable of hitting those sixes. As you can see, whenever he feels like the asking rate is going up too much, he will hit the odd six, but not as many because winning is more important than those sixes. Winning is more important than your entertainment. We are here to entertain you.
हमारा काम है entertain करना.
हम हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट मार देंगे, ऐसी क्या बात है, चिंता ना करो भाई, गेम पर टीम जीतनी चाहिए बस अपनी. So a 1-0 lead has been taken. Let's talk about Australia for just a second. Glenn Maxwell, of course, is not bowled at all. Is Marcus Stoinis he's obviously being seen as a 10-over bowler, right? Zach, do you rate him as a 10-over bowler?
He has evolved himself as bowler for sure. You can bank on him now. I think not using Maxwell today was a very strategic move from Finch.
Yeah.
Zampa was bowling very well. The fast bowlers up front created that pressure. Zampa really set the tone. I think he was pick of the bowlers. Zampa really bowled at a good pace and troubled set Virat also. He got him out that stage. I think because of the situation of the game and the target today, Finch decided not to use Maxwell.
He had no cushion.
Yeah, if there was some help in the wicket or if it was higher target, then maybe he would have used Maxwell. But it was a very strategic move to use just the 5 bowlers.
Yeah, it's very interesting that it's just been a 230 game, and it's really funny because the last time these two teams played, which was a T20 match 3 days ago, the same day England and West Indies played a match, and I think they scored the total of this in like each innings, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
like 417 or something, right?
West Indies was 390,
and they almost got there.
Yeah, and they folded up in that 1 over from Rashid. Otherwise, they were close enough, but it was a 1-ball game.
It was an 800-run game.
So these are still one-day cricket. It's still 50 overs.
Yeah.
But that's why I keep saying, when you sit here, you don't know what the surface is.
That's right.
And the surface decides how the play will happen. And experienced players probably use it even more.
Yeah.
The young players, it doesn't make a difference because they probably are, clear in their mindset. They've not got into this whole thing of understanding the wicket and playing situation. but it is the surface that decides what the total is going to be or what stage the game, how the game is going to play.
Yeah, obviously we must talk about Mohammad Shami as well, as because we're talking about MS Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav in the middle overs and how they are, sort of been the great story, and Mohammad Shami has been the great story as far as bowling in the middle overs is concerned as well for India. So batting and bowling in those middle overs is quite sorted, because Kuldeep and Chahal used to be the middle order chokers. Yeah. But they somehow don't seem to be playing together at all.
That is another strategic move, I think.
That could be a
the other one is rested as well. So so that's something which, again, the same thing as trying to say in the first show which we did today.
Yeah.
That the skeleton of the team has remained the same. So when you have Shami playing, you need extra batsmen. They prefer to have that number 8 batsman. So that's why, if Bhuvneshwar is not there, they've gone with Jadeja.
I mean, there's a difference in batting abilities.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
between the two.
You're underrating
Jadeja. No, I'm talking about Chahal. Why Chahal was not there today?
Yeah.
So Kuldeep, if Kuldeep is not playing, then Chahal will come in.
Yeah.
If Bhuvneshwar is playing, then both will play.
Okay.
So that's something which we've seen in the past as well. So I think if Shami has to really push Bhuvneshwar, he has to start working on his batting as well.
Bichara.
He's barely started working on his fitness now.
That's why he has played the whole season now. It's always about pushing the bar.
Yeah, this year has been fabulous.
He's lost a lot of weight.
See, he always had talent. Over the years, how he bowls. But he would never finish a series, as he said. It was his fitness or physical fitness. That is something that's in your hand. I know, it's easy when you get this old, you understand this thing. When you're young, you don't. Maybe. But he's, that has been the most heartening thing to see.
Yeah.
That it was South Africa, England, Australia. Every test match, he ran in every ball and he looked fit throughout.
Yeah.
So what he's added is fabulous, because skills were always there. It was his fitness.
He said in the post-match that he's thankful to people who've helped him lose weight, which is obviously, I think the team manager who just called room service and said don't send any food to his room, right?
देखो हेल्प कौन कर सकता है? घर पे बीवी कर सकती है जो खाना देना बंद कर दे, या फिर जहाँ बार होटल में हो वहाँ पे डाइटिशियन का काम है. सो इन दिस केस दोनों जगह हेल्प मिली है.
मैं तो कह रहा हूँ टीम मैनेजर
इन दिस केस कप्तान भी है जो हमेशा खाने की बात करता है कि अच्छा खाना क्या है.
सर विराट कोहली सिर्फ खाने की बात करता है, खाता नहीं है.
हाँ.
बातें करता है बस खाने के बारे में.
उसने खाना बंद करवा दिया है सबका, सबको फिट कर दिया है खाना वाना. तो शामी का भी फायदा हुआ है.
शामी का फायदा हुआ है भाई. सिर्फ शामी रह गए, कबाब नहीं है वहां पे. ठीक है, सिर्फ शामी रह गए हैं. But of course, the man of the match, Kedar Jadhav, happy for this guy. I don't know, there's something about him for years. I've just liked. I don't know what it is. He's a pocket rocket, little, pint-sized dynamite. But there's something about him.
I'll have to change my team. I think, I'll have to leave Raidu out and bring
मैं यही कह रहा था.
नहीं, क्योंकि एक
आ रहा था ताना. अरे आपने ताना रोक दिया मेरा यार.
सर इसमें ताने की क्या बात है? देखो आदमी को अपनी गलती माननी चाहिए. हमारा ये मानना है.
I just want to tell you what this is about is that in the mid-show, Ajay had set out his World Cup 11, so World Cup 15, and in that, Kedar Jadhav was absent in his My WC squad, but now he is back.
So, see, या राइडू हो सकता है या ये हो सकता है. मेरा ये मानना है.
दिखाएं आपकी
टीम. देखिए मैंने कहा था आपको पेंसिल से टीम बनाओ.
अच्छा कभी भी मिटा सकते हैं.
यही पेन से. हाँ.
पेंसिल से टीम बना, फिर मिटा सकते हो, वापस नाम डाल.
जैक द पॉलिटिशियन ने अच्छी एडवाइस दी थी आपको.
सर मैंने एडवाइस मानी थी इनकी, लेकिन मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि इतनी जल्दी तो बनाना ही बेकार है. अभी तो 4 मैच और हैं. इंडियन क्रिकेट में एक मैच में सारा काया पलटती है.
ये आपका पूरा वो पत्थर की लकीर, मेरी जबान पत्थर की लकीर टाइप ना.
नहीं
ये सब नहीं करा करो.
नहीं तो मैंने मान लिया.
पेंसिल से बनाओ.
अगली बार पेंसिल नहीं डिजिटल बनाऊंगा, क्योंकि कोई और को बोल दूंगा.
लेट्स हैव अ लुक. आई लेट यू सी इट राइट नाउ. क्या आप कुछ और चेंज करना चाहो इसमें? तो देखो यहाँ पे केदार जाधव है नहीं. आपने रविचंद्र अश्विन को भी डाला हुआ है टीम में. आपने 4 स्पिनर डाले हुए बेसिकली. कुलदीप यादव, चहल, रविंद्र जडेजा, रविचंद्र अश्विन, 4 स्पिनर इंग्लैंड के लिए.
देखिए 4 स्पिनर इसलिए लिए हैं क्योंकि मैं बैकअप जो है ना, वो बैकअप उसी के लिए लिए हैं जो कहीं पे भी फिट हो सके.
करेक्ट.
11 जो है मेरे बड़े क्लियर है. रोहित शर्मा है, उन दोनों में से जिसको मर्जी आप ले लो. विराट कोहली है, धोनी है, ऋषभ पंत मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा पसंद है इसलिए रखा है. दिनेश कार्तिक को मैंने बैकअप रखा है क्योंकि वो कहीं पे भी खेल सकते हैं. क्योंकि कौन इंजर्ड होगा मुझे पता नहीं. और मेरा मानना है इंडियन क्रिकेट में आप जो 12वां, 13वां, 14वां, 15वां है, वो अगर पुश कर रहे हो बहुत, बड़े वर्ल्ड कप टूर्नामेंट में बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर आ जाता है, खासकर 5, 6, 7 नंबर वाले प्लेयरों पे, क्योंकि उनकी बारी आती नहीं है, जब आती आउट हो जाए और प्रेशर इतना आता है, बदलने की बातें करते हो। तो मैंने जो बदलने वाले रखे हैं वो ऐसे रखे हैं, अगर किसी को खुदा ना खास्ता चोट लग जाए, कुछ हो जाए, क्योंकि पास्ट में देखा है हमने, एक इंसिडेंट है, आई मीन नॉट एक अच्छा इंसिडेंट नहीं है, लेकिन 99 वर्ल्ड कप में सचिन लॉस्ट हिज फादर, ही हैड टू लीव, सो सुबह 4 बजे हमारे को प्लेयर चाहिए, अब कहां से लाएं? सचिन तेंदुलकर की रिप्लेसमेंट थोड़ी हो सकती है। सो रिप्लेसमेंट आपको तभी जरूरत पड़नी चाहिए जब कोई ऐसे ही अनहोनी हो जाए कि कोई स्लिप हो जाए, कोई चोट लग जाए। लेकिन अगर आप एक वर्ल्ड कप जैसे टूर्नामेंट में जाते हैं और किसी को फॉर्म के लिए अगर डाउट कर रहे हो, तो आप बड़ी गलत जगह पे हो। इसलिए मैंने ऐसे प्लेयर रखे हैं जो बाहर वाले हैं, क्योंकि रविचंद्रन अश्विन भी वैसा ही है, स्पिनर की तकलीफ हो गई, छठा बैट्समैन खिलाना है, विकेट कुछ अलग है, वो भी किसी नंबर पे बैटिंग कर सकते हैं अगर आप इस्तेमाल करना चाहें।
गुड पॉइंट। पर एक चीज तो कर ही दिया इन्होंने, आ गया जादव अंदर।
हाँ, जादव
कौन नहीं है ये इनसे पूछेंगे अगले गेम के पहले, ठीक है, बिफोर द सेकंड ओडीआई, क्योंकि
लास्ट ओडीआई
नहीं,
हाँ लास्ट में यार हर बार चेंज करवाओगे तो बड़ा गलत हो जाएगा।
नहीं अच्छा सर, हवा के साथ बदलता रहना चाहिए।
ये बात तो
वी आर, देखिए वी आर ऑल पाम ट्रीज, हवा यहां से आई तो यहां झुक गए, हवा आई तो वहां झुक गए, पर बीच पे होते हैं, कूल लगते हैं। एवरीबॉडी लुक्स एट पाम ट्रीज एंड सेज ओह सो ब्यूटीफुल। चलो पाम से अब काम की तरफ चलते हैं। काम यह है कि सेकंड ओडीआई के पहले what are the changes that both teams, if they would like to make any? So let's look at both the squads. Let's look at India first. Would India like to make any changes after today? Would you play, as you were saying, would you like to play one solid bowler in place of Vijay Shankar and Ravindra Jadeja?
I am a firm
you play one solid
of five bowlers, because you will never not use him. See, this is a limited over game. This is not a test match.
Yeah.
So you have to use 5 bowlers, and I think probably be 2% in the world that 5th bowler is not used and 40 overs the opposition's got out. So you use a 5th bowler every game, but it'll be probably 80% when you win, that the 7th guy was never used or 6th batsman was never used.
Yeah.
Very rarely. How many games in 100 games do you see? You know, there was a time when Saurabh used to run the team when their time, and Kaf used to bat at 7. How many times did you use Kaf? And use means जब उसकी बारी आई और वहां से जीत सकते हैं, NatWest final. तो moments याद रह जाते हैं and then we probably stick to it. But you don't use them. So my belief has always been that you need to have pure 5 bowlers, because you'll use them every day, day in and day out. The batsmen, you are blessed to have players like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and all. When they get in, they don't get out. Today is a rare day. So you can't prepare a team for rare days.
Absolutely.
You prepare a team for a regular game.
Yeah.
And in England, if your top 3 don't fire, you go back and look at the records. If some team's been 30 for 4, 90% times, no matter who's batting and what batting order you have, you will not win from there, because the conditions are different. So you need to have your top 3 for fire if you have to do well in the World Cup.
So Zach, today also you had Vijay Shankar at 7, a batsman who's played at 3 for you in New Zealand, and he's played proper top order. And you have Ravindra Jadeja, who's got like triple centuries behind him, so obviously he's not a mug with the bat. You've got him coming at 8. Would you then maybe just get a bowler in place of one of them, right? You're getting a proper 10 over bowler. Let's say you get a Sid Call who's sitting on the side for next one, and you throw him into the mix, or you get Chahal to come in as well, and then you're playing Chahal and Kuldeep, and you've got a real sort of solid options in the middle.
I don't see it happening. I think that's something which has stayed constant with this team. You know, they've created this formula that okay, this is how we're going to operate in shorter format.
Yeah.
And this is how the combination is going to be, and these roles will be fulfilled by the players. You know, by the players who are on the bench as backup. Yeah. So that's something which will remain. I would say for the next match as well. Also, the Nagpur wicket is the ground is big, so that should encourage them to have that cushion for the bowlers as well. You know, I'm talking about the 6th bowling option, which is going to be Kedar and Vijay Shankar in this scenario. Vijay Shankar has suddenly come in the scheme of things for the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I think he would be part of it. So not only for his batting, I think more so in this series, it's purely from just to kind of gauging how many overs can we get out of him. And
Yeah.
if he's giving those 4 overs consistently, then you might see Vijay Shankar going to the World Cup as well.
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
he's in a one-day international. He's not giving him too many overs. Today also he just bowled 3 overs. So you're not giving.
But this
so
is the
that's
only
my
way.
only doubt. Is,
Yeah.
is
No, but
does the team management think he's?
You've seen it with Hardik as well. He was not a 10 over bowler.
Yeah.
He's been made to be able to give you 10 overs,
Okay.
and he
Fair point.
was keen on learning, and he's evolved as a bowler.
Yeah.
So until and unless you don't put players in those scenarios with that pressure, they're not going to figure things out. And if you have it in you to figure things out, then you are actually going to create an asset for you going forward.
Yeah.
So that's something which I've always felt, that all-rounders, they always have the potential, but then that potential is made in an impact player by giving them chances and by exposing them to pressure situations and scenarios.
Great. So we, of course, a winning team, and you rarely see winning teams being changed, but this team always makes changes, win or lose. So if you were to see, for example, let's talk about KL Rahul or Rishabh Pant. Do you see either of them getting a look in the next game? And if they do, whose position do they play in?
Yeah, if Rishabh Pant has to play, where does he play? He plays in place of Raidu, I guess.
Yeah.
Or now that if you decide that Kedar is certain and you don't want to give him any more game time and you want to try that, those are the only 2 places that you can think of.
Yeah.
Because I don't see anybody else out of that resting. Because MS, I don't know if he wants to rest, because he's in that position now that he can rest.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, maybe 5 games ago in Australia starting, if he was resting, you would have looked at it and said, oh, why is he rested? Is he not in the scheme of things? But now that thought will change.
Okay.
So every few games it changes. So Vijay Shankar is the only guy that I see. It'll be between Vijay Shankar and Ravindra. Both of them similar players.
Yeah.
Not it's unfair to say similar, but both bat and bowl. Ravindra a far superior fielder in that side. So do you need 2 of them there and Kedar at 6? See, because Kedar is also not just for his batting pure. You actually have him because he bowls as well.
Yeah.
So virtually you got 3 players like that. So or you got to take another bowler off if you are so worried about your batting, because between these 3 you should be able to get 20 out.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it all depends on what the captain is thinking, how he's going to bowl. Like with Australia, you look at Glenn Maxwell and you think, oh, in fact, on a wicket like this, he should have bowled. He's probably missed a trick. But if he's not going to try him, then, you don't know how they're going to go. So it's very difficult to figure out what the Indian team management has been thinking in the last. So I see one change, and that will be between Ravindra and Vijay Shankar. One of them would be rested, and you'll have one.
So Pant or Rahul, who do you see coming in?
I would like Pant or
Oh,
Rahul.
you want a bowler to come in their
No,
place, right?
I mean,
okay.
I would. What I would want is different.
That's what you had said
But what
earlier,
will happen?
a proper bowler coming
What would
in.
happen, I think, is one of the batsmen would come in
Okay.
place of that.
Okay. All right. So, which means even more batting. Basically.
No, but that's what they
But
want.
that's what this team does. This team likes to have attacking options for batting.
Because with Rishabh, the
And
way
they're slightly
where he's-
defensive on their bowling.
why I feel Rishabh, because where he's in his career and in the scenario, there are a lot of people who believe that he's a good player and he should be there. And I'm also presuming here, but I feel that Virat and Ravi Shastri and the team management also feels that. But without giving him game time and getting scores under his belt, it'll be very difficult for the selectors to make that call.
Yeah.
See, we sit here and we make teams and we can change any time, and it's unfair sometimes. Selectors do a great job, they've done a fabulous job, but they have pressures too. So you got to understand that it's like how the selectors have to make life easy for captain.
Yeah.
I think the captains and the team management also has to do things sometimes to make the selector's life easy as well, so he can make a better decision.
Fair enough. Great point. For Australia, is there any selection change that they would like to make? We've got Sean Marsh back in the mix, of course. Let's have a look at their squad. You've got Sean Marsh, who's back in the mix. He's available to get picked up. So you see him coming in, perhaps? So if he comes in, where does he bat? Does he bat in place of
if he
Handscomb?
comes in place of who? That's
Handscomb?
the question. Yeah. So
Peter Handsome?
He should have come in place of.
no, I think if Carey has replaced him, so I think probably Carey will go out and Hanscom will keep.
Will then keep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sean Marsh will come
But
in the
then
mix.
that
But
means-
he's someone who has been the certainty. So if he's available, I think he will be part
Yeah,
of
but
the
what
playing.
position then are you batting who? Because Marcus Stoinis came into bat at 3 today. Then again, your problem here is Alex Carey came in at 7. right? He
Right.
came into bat at 7 today. If you're not playing Alex Carey and you then you're pushing somebody like Maxwell down again or Stoinis to bat at 7.
And once you're 5 down, you saw even
Yeah.
Maxwell couldn't go at that pace.
Yeah.
So at 7, no matter who you bat, it'll be what number you come. I don't know how you feel, but I think they were a bowler short in terms of a pure bowler. Yes, Stoinis bowled 9 overs. You still had Maxwell to bowl. But somebody, if you have a bowler, pure bowler, makes a big difference because the way they approach the game is totally different.
It's more
I
attacking.
think
If I was
looking at
thinking
the
for
track,
Australia, I would bring
looking at the track, you would feel that. I think Nagpur wicket, we all know, can be a high-scoring game. We were expecting a high-scoring game today, but it was.
You promised us today also. Today you didn't give. Today you didn't deliver.
See,
next time, please deliver.
Like Ajay says, sitting here in the studio, you can't promise anything till the time you see what's happening.
No,
there.
when I was a kid, I learned promise breaker is a shoemaker. So now Zach will get me a new pair of shoes for the next game. Okay?
In return of red table.
Kya red table? It has disappeared.
It's gone.
I believe it is at an undisclosed location, vacationing somewhere in the Mediterranean, by itself, alone, living the good life. It's not taken me along. Now, but I'll tell you what the real story is. Basically, Ajit, the guy who controls everything over here, has taken the red table. He's got it plated with pure gold, and now he's got it and kept it for himself.
But it's no more red then.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's golden.
Yeah, it's golden. Because he was like,
Gold doesn't have value.
gold doesn't have any value.
Red has.
Red has value. Gold does not have any value. I'll tell you what has value. The winner of the joy factor question has a lot of value because that's the brain that we salute. First, let's give you the question. तो थोड़ा easy था थोड़ा आज सैटरडे है ना सैटरडे को लोगों का शनि भारी हो जाता है ना इसलिए इन्होंने सवाल आसान कर दिया थोड़ा which two Indian batsmen both of whom have scored over 8,000 test runs took their first test wicket in the same match. In fact, we have an eyewitness to that event. Yeah.
And who participated in wicket taking?
He participated in that as well. Zaheer Khan is here. He was there in Antigua in 2002. Rahul Dravid and VVS Lakshman both did that. और आपकी involvement भी थी. You got your hands dirty in this one, did you, brother?
Long on.
Long on. You took the catch or
VVS Lakshman.
Yeah. And who was the batsman?
I don't know.
VVS members, I'm sure.
Yeah, because VVS took the wicket, I remembered that. But it was few long days on the field that I've forgotten. You know, you just hit the erase button. There's that tiredness to another level.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, Kumble got injured and he had to fly back. He had a broken jaw. And
everybody knows that famous visual.
If Anil was there, we would have been sitting in the dressing room nicely, waiting for our turn to come again.
Yeah.
But because he got injured, we had to end up bowling 45-50 overs each bowler.
Yeah.
And West Indies was not declaring the innings. The game was a dead rubber.
Yeah.
So that's something which doesn't help. And so Rahul bowled. Lakshman bowled. I think there were about 9 bowlers used in that.
9 bowlers were used. Yes, you are right. You are right. Adam Sanford is the guy that got out. Was VVS Lakshman's wicket.
Enough now. I might get cramps just thinking about it.
So by the end, did you catch it or the ball caught you at that stage?
Well, the good part was I didn't have to move.
Oh, it came.
Yeah, so it came in straight and.
Did India bowl the entire 11? Did everybody bowl in that innings?
Might have. Yeah, 9 bowlers for sure. You can check upstairs.
And who's the wicket keeper then? The wicket keeper bowled as well.
Third umpire.
So Ajay Ratra also bowled.
No, Ajay Ratra was in that side, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there. He scored 100 in that.
He scored 100 in that game.
That was the game he scored 100 in. So he said, "Chalo, 100 bats se lage to ball bhi kya golden out."
I think that was his last test match too.
Yeah, he's got that. Unique distinction, right?
He played in England as well. After that,
I think one game after that, and he was a wicket keeper.
Yeah.
And batting, but he got 100.
So
Parthiv
Patel's debut in Trent Bridge, 2002 tour. Ajay Ratra was keeper first. In the nets, he got hit by a Yorker, and the foot was swollen. And for a keeper, it's very important to have that mobility. He couldn't play that game. Parthiv made his debut, and a match before that was Ajay Ratra's last.
Who hit him with that Yorker? Was it you?
No, some net bowler.
Just this is a safe space. You can make a confession if you want. You can admit it. Look at his face. He looks so
I
sheepish.
used to rest myself.
You
before
look
test
so
matches.
guilty. You look so guilty.
It was some net bowler from Pakistan.
So see, so another example. You know, long term, the guy scored a test 100. He's your wicket keeper, doing well. But things changed. One ball,
things
changed. And then PP came in, and then PP took over.
Yeah.
And now look at even today. We've had Ridhiman Saha for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
India's test wicket keeper done exceptionally well. Unfortunately, gets injured.
And just
Rishabh
not in
Pant's
the
come
mix.
in,
Yeah.
and now suddenly everybody's saying futures in.
Yeah.
So Indian cricket
You
today
can't think
is
that far
all
ahead.
that you can think.
वाह, क्योंकि एक बॉल आदमी की किस्मत बदल सकती है
खास-
और एक जवाब ने किसकी किस्मत बदली. The winner of the joy factor question. Let's see who it is. Is it that same guy again? Is it Saurabh again? No, it's not. It's Cricrohit. We've got some regular nerds here who keep winning, some proper cricket nerds, and Rohit Yadav is one of them. So congratulations, Rohit. Well done. You of course could get a small part of that gold-plated table, but for that you will have to email ajit@iamanevildawn.com. Right? So just you can get that's his personal email ID. Go straight to his brain. Then you can use a phone. Ting. Alright, well that's all we have time for. So we gotta go now, and we're gonna see you on the 5th when the second match happens in Nagpur.
Oh, don't do that.
Nagpur. Nagpur, Kanpur.
Kanpur.
Nagpur, Kanpur. Jaunpur क्या होगा? The Jan. WC by WC. What? So it's obviously very late at night in India.
Later, yeah.
And before we go completely off script and go completely off the side of our brain, we're going to say goodnight. A big thank you to Mr. Ajay Jadeja, Mr. Zaheer Khan. Thank you so
Always
much.
a pleasure.
I'm Gaurav Kapur. On behalf of our entire Cricbuzz live crew, we're going to say goodnight. We're off to eat some tom yum soup. We'll see you in 3 days.